We're also checking to see what's expected for voter turnout in this primary. Catherine Merck caught up with one of our area's most competitive local races with more on how it's looking in the city of Verona. Catherine?
Ahead of tomorrow's election, there's obviously a lot of talk around the big races, like the governor and the Senate seat. But our smaller local elections will also have a big impact on how many voters turn out. I checked in with the clerk in Verona, who says this year could look a little different than our last couple of elections.
So there's a lot of talk about the assembly district race on the ballot.
This primary election, even the smaller races are proving to have a big impact on Wisconsin politics. But voter turnout looks different this year. Even with a hot race in Verona, absentee ballot voting didn't have as large of a turnout this year.
We have seen about 13% of registered voters have casted a ballot already. And typically for a partisan primary, we see around anywhere between 30 and 35%.
There's a couple of reasons why that could be the case, and it could be good news heading into tomorrow.
I think our absentee numbers are definitely down from 2020, but they're still significantly higher than 2018. I just think we'll see more voters on Election Day tomorrow than we did in 2020.
Before you head to the polls, the Verona clerk says there's a few little things to remember, and that might have changed from the last election as well.
Voters should check their voter registration on MyVote to make sure that they're registered at their current address, and if they're not, they should bring proof of residence with them to the polls. And also they should check their polling location, as some locations did change with redistricting.
These are just the small ways to make sure you can make a big change in your leadership, and it all happens tomorrow. And again, like we just told you, the polls will be open starting at 7 a.m. and that'll go till about 8 p.m. tomorrow. And as long as you're in line at that time, you'll be able to cast your ballot.